back. The other day we gave you a really quick run through of the whole house, but today I am back to talk specifics. So as I've said a million times, the house is gutted down to the 2x4s. There has been some rough electrical, plumbing, gas lines and things like that run, but nothing too permanent, nothing we can't fix. And obviously before we start sheetrock and stuff, we want to figure out what rooms are going to go where. There are some obvious choices, bedrooms, things like that we are not moving. But there are some things that we are going to just completely switch around from the original floor plan. And even though those things have been roughed in, it isn't a huge ordeal at this point to change them. So I want to talk some specifics today. I know a friend of mine had mentioned that she would love to hear more details on like how much things cost. Like she was like, I have no idea. Like how much does it cost to move a kitchen from one room to another, you know, when things have been roughed in. So I want to go over that too. But I am solo today, so I'm going to have to carry the camera around and show you guys from the other side of the lens the rooms and what we're talking about and things like that. So I would love to get your feedback. I have some visions in my head, quite a few options actually, but I would really love to hear what you think. So the main things we're trying to figure out are like the main living areas, the living, the kitchen, the dining, the breakfast room. It's kind of all like one big space through here. There are some options of walls that we can take down. We are 100% sure that we want to move the kitchen from the original space because like I said before, this house was built in 1908 and back then the kitchens, because of heat, were put in the very back of the house. And nowadays we love, all love to entertain and to have one big open space. I know that's one thing that we love about our house now is that it's just one big open gathering room. So when I'm cooking, like the girls are right there watching TV and the table's right there, and so we love that. So we know we want the kitchen to be, a central part of the house, and it will be really beautiful. So it's okay if it's like right when you walk in the door you can see it. I know that's something originally Mark had struggled with, was like, God, do you want to see the kitchen like right when you walk in the front door? So I'm not really concerned about that. I think the main thing is just trying to figure out like the flow of the house and what works best. Another thing that we're trying to figure out is we're thinking about removing an entire staircase. So we have two staircases. We have one right when you walk in the door, and then we have a back staircase. And there's also a really beautiful hallway that runs between the two staircases. And I found some inspiration of some really pretty like long open hallways, and I would love for that to be a feature point right when you walk in the house. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Do we take the staircase out and then widen the back staircase, or do we maybe even take the back staircase out? So that's something that we're trying to figure out, and that's number one on my list. Mark keeps saying we've got to finalize the floor plan like ASAP so that they can do the roughing and things like that. So like I said, the electrical, the plumbing, and the gas for the kitchen have been roughed in. So for us to move those things before the sheetrock stage is going to run us about $2,000 additional. So if we were to keep the kitchen where it is now, we would save $2,000. To move it would be an additional $2,000. So to me, with a project this size, that's worth it for us. The kitchen is going to be a lot bigger. It's going to be more open. So we're not talking tens of thousands of dollars. We're thinking maybe $1,500 to $2,000 to move those things. So right now, I'm going to give you a tour. And like I said, please comment, give me your feedback. If you haven't checked out the grand tour, I gave it to you guys the other day. It was a super quick run through, but we'll go through it some more soon. So thanks so much for watching and for joining us and for following our journey. All right, so now I am on the other side of the camera. So I am right by the front door. So here's the front door. Here's the front staircase that I was talking about. And you can kind of see through the stairs how there's a hallway that runs all the way to the back door, and there's also a staircase in the back door. Excuse the wasp and hornet killer. So there's that long hallway and two staircases, which to us, we don't really see a huge purpose in having two staircases. The biggest issue with moving this staircase is that up here, there's a little hallway, and then right here is a little tiny guest bedroom. So the access then for that guest bedroom, if we remove this staircase, would be through our master bedroom, which is upstairs. So that would obviously be a little funky. So that's something we're gonna have to think about. Do we wanna just make that an office instead of a bedroom? We are not sure yet. So here is the big living dining area. And like I've said before, we have 5 fireplaces in this house, 5 working ones. The previous owner paid to restore all of those back to working condition, so that's pretty awesome. So this is, I'm gonna run through really quick. So this is like the living, dining possibly. So the original floor plan had this huge space as the living room. And then in the original floor plan, this room with this really pretty bay window was the dining room. Going through here, butler's pantry, and they did restore, that is the one thing that has been kept from the original structure. And then this back here was the kitchen. So as you can see, it was in the very back of the house. And like I said, it has been roughed in, some for plumbing, so the sink would have gone right there. So that's what's been done so far. The other really cool thing that I am sad to maybe get rid of is that we do have a really cool 3-story dumbwaiter. So that's something pretty awesome. However, if we did get rid of that and we did get rid of the little butler's pantry area, we could remove this entire center section, which would open all of this room. So like I said, we know that we want to move the kitchen. We either want to open it up or we want to move it. So my original idea was to make this the kitchen. So as you were coming in the house and looking through, you know, you would look through these pocket doors, which are original as well. They're stuck back in there. But you would look through this way, and I would have the vent hood be right here. I would have like a big center island right here, so it would read really pretty through this way. And for me as a designer, that's something that's really important to me, is, you know, the focal point of a room and what you see as you're looking through the entire house. So that was kind of our initial thing, was to make this be the living room, this be the dining room, so right when you walk in, you'd see the dining room, living, kitchen, and to make the back a family room. Another option that we have run through is taking down all of that section, so completely removing that, getting rid of the dumbwaiter, getting rid of the butler's pantry, making the back room the kitchen, which yes, it would be in the back of the house, but once we open all of that, we could make the dining room be more up here, open to the kitchen and the island, and make this a big living area. So that is what we are trying to figure out now, and I'll give you one more look. So there's the front staircase, and then here is the really long hallway that I was talking about. It runs the entire span of the house, and then there's a back staircase that you can see. So if we did get rid of the front, we would have to widen the back staircase all the way across to be able to get furniture up it and things like that. But when you walked in the house, what it would do is it would open up all of this, and then it would also open up this really beautiful room, which is going to be like a library, office, study room. It would open that up. You can see the front door through the stairs. So it would open all of that up to the front of the house. So that's where we are at now with everything. And like I said, I would love to hear your feedback. You know, maybe you have a completely new idea. We've looked at this a million times and, you know, are still trying to figure out exactly what we're gonna do. One more thing before I cut this off is we are gonna close off that doorway right there. So there's a lot of entries to the hallway. We're gonna close that off. So it would make this room, if it were the kitchen, it would give us some more cabinet space options. So thanks so much again for watching, and until next time.